Make sure your heater's ready for the cold weather. Get a system checkup today for only $49 and get $50 in Premier Bucks to be used towards your next repair. Premier Heating and Air offers free second opinions, so call today and experience the Premier difference. Log on to DublinPremierIsHere.com or call 300-2633. Premier Heating and Air is a locally owned and operated company. Certain restrictions may apply. Specials cannot be combined with other offers. Offer ends 11/30/24.
Welcome back to the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special. I'm Jason Holcomb, your host, and now we're joined by the Bleckley County Royals with Coach Collins. Coach, we're making this an annual habit here, and I like it. The only thing I don't like is the fact that I covered you playing sports in high school, which shows how old I've gotten. I don't forget that. Every year you come, I'm reminded that I'm just getting older. But the good thing is that means I'm still here. But Coach, let me go ahead and let you introduce yourself and let your boys introduce themselves.
I'm Coach Collins. This will be my 7th year at BCHS.
I'm Cam Everett. I'm Jalen Gardner.
I'm Naked Farrell.
All right, Coach, last year you guys had a really solid season and had an opportunity to compete for a region championship. I think you finished 21-9 overall, and you made it to the Elite Eight. Talk about last year and how that's a stepping off point for this year.
I mean, it brings some excitement. We lost a lot, and the same thing I tell these guys is that we need to use that to kind of move our program forward. But last year's last year, and you know, it's a brand new team that we just got to really work hard to get back to that point and hopefully go a little bit further and just accomplish a lot of great things together.
Now, Coach, talk about this season and these players. What has you the most excited about this year?
Really excited about our 4 seniors, their leadership, their work ethic, their character. All of these guys right here are passing all their classes. Really excited about how they lift weights, honestly. It took a couple years to get the culture the way it needs to be, but now that we've got it, our culture the way we want it, you know, we can kind of do great things now.
Now, guys, talk about that culture. What have you guys done to contribute to that culture and getting the team ready to try to make another deep playoff run?
We practice a long time. We practice hard. I mean, we got defensive slides and stuff. Like, we don't like that stuff, but that's what moves our program forward, you know, doing the stuff that you don't want to do and going to the next level.
You know, we put in a lot of work, weight room, long practices, shooting machine, all that stuff.
You know, we've been grinding in the weight room all season, working on our shots.
I love hearing about the weight room because, you know, a lot of times people forget that basketball players lift weights too. There's some basketball players that don't believe in it, and they don't understand that LeBron doesn't get that big. Like, the grace of God gave him a good bit of it, but that weight room helps that too. Coach, when you hear about the kids putting in the work and sounding excited about putting in work, how excited do you get?
And I'm just ready to get started, man. Like, you know, we're kind of in a holding pattern right now. We want our football team to go as far as we possibly can go. But I'm just excited to get everybody back in the gym together. There's just an excitement around our program now that we haven't had in a couple years, because you know, last year was kind of our coming out party, so to speak. So yeah, I'm really fired up.
So guys, your coach is kind of low key on the energy, like out here. Now out on the court, he can be a little different. But hearing this energy, I know it has to have you excited too. How excited are you to hear him talking the way he is?
Yeah, like you say, he's more calm right now. Like, but during practice, he's on one. Like, he's high. You know, he's just yelling and stuff like that. But you know, it helps us because it's a sense of urgency in it and winning in this program.
You know, I'm like that, man. I'm with all the energy. You know, I'm ready.
Yeah, I love the energy too. That's the only way we're gonna win.
I'm excited to hear about the energy, except when you play the Irish. Guys, we want to thank the Bleckley County Royals for coming out today and participating. We'll be back with Dodge County here in a second on the Region 2A Media Day basketball special.
At Bank of Dudley, we're your community, your bank. And with 7 branches to serve you, there's a Bank of Dudley close by. And there's a familiar face close by. The same familiar faces that you've seen for many years. The same people that you've grown to trust. Because that's what community banking is all about. 7 branches, local people, local decisions, local banking. That's the Bank of Dudley, serving our community since 1905.
Welcome to the Region 2A Media Day basketball special. I'm Jason Holcomb, your host, Director of Marketing and Sports Information for Dublin City Schools, and today we'll be talking to boys and girls basketball teams from 5 of the region teams in 2A. First off, we've got Coach Stanley and the Bleckley County Lady Royals. Coach, we've been here a few times, but I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and let the girls go ahead and introduce themselves.
Okay, I'm Coach John Stanley.
I'm Jordan Mathis.
I'm Amaya Roberts.
I'm Caleria Jones.
All right, guys, thank you for coming today. You guys have been here, I think, 3 years in a row now. Coach, talk about last season. Where do you feel like the finish set you up for this year?
The finish actually set us up for great things this year. We improved throughout that season last year, and great strides with a bunch of young girls. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to a really, really good season this year.
Now let's talk about who you lost. Who did you lose last year?
Actually, we lost our leading scorer, leading rebounder, leading assist person. But with that being said, we have some great athletes that's coming back. We was young last year and a bunch of sophomores. Now they're juniors. So
Wow.
they've had 2 years of experience playing varsity basketball, which is going to actually help this year's season.
That's what I was going to ask next. You know, having those 2 years of experience for these ladies heading into this, whenever you're playing a bunch of quality programs just in our region alone,
Yes.
what has you the most excited about this year?
Just the growth. It's the growth. I've seen tremendous growth in them. I mean, even at practice, it's yes sir, no sir, what I need to do, how I need to make this team better. And we have a motto that we go by, that we play for each other. That's what we do. We play for each other.
Now, ladies, what would you say to that as far as playing for each other? What does it mean to you to play for your teammates and then also know that your teammates are playing for you?
Really just lift each other up when everyone is down, or if things aren't going right on the floor, communicate with each other to fix it.
All right, and then talk about this summer, because this is always the hidden part of basketball that people don't see. You know, people see the fall and the winter and all the games that are getting played because you guys play 30-something games, not counting your region. But talk about this summer. What was this summer like for y'all?
It was a working process for us all to come together and work together, and we had to coach the new freshmen coming up, stuff like that.
So what do you feel like is the best opportunity for y'all this year? Where do you feel like you're going to see the most improvement for the Lady Royals?
Handling the basketball. Like, all of us, yeah, we handle the ball and all, but like, we have to get the post players to like dribble the ball and all that other stuff.
But not too much. You know, we don't want to handle the ball too much down in the post, you know. Now, Coach, taking it back to you, for instance, it seems like these girls are really gelling. So talk about the vibe that you have internally about feeling this kind of energy. I always get tickled when I see coaches because you can see it in your eyes. It's like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yes. I feel great about this group. I mean, like I say, we lost a lot, but we have a lot coming back. I mean, and it's more than just one player. I mean, it's several different areas. I mean, we have a good bench. It's just going to be exciting. I mean, I'm looking forward to the season.
All right, so ladies, as we're getting ready to wrap things up, talk about your favorite part of getting ready for basketball season. What do you look forward to the most? I know it's not the running. I know that's not it. But, like, what are parts? You know, like for me, it was getting to get into the gym before everybody else and putting in some shots and working on those special areas that you may not get to touch in practice. But what about for y'all?
For me is actually accomplishing something bigger than what we have in the past few years that we have been playing together.
And for me, it's like getting back in the rhythm. Because last year I sat out. So like this year, I'll be playing more and getting back better than what I was my sophomore year.
As for me, like taking more shots, working on my shot form, and getting back right.
That's what I like to hear. Well, guys, want to thank the Lady Royals for coming out today for the Region 2A Media Day. We'll be back in just a second with the boys from Bleckley County right here.
If these walls could talk, they'd cry uncle. They didn't plan to become offices or yoga studios, but they've stood by us, even when we got a little stir-crazy. For that, they deserve some thanks. They deserve Benjamin Moore.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 seasons. Join the fitness community at Fairview Fitness Center, open 24 hours with staffed hours every day. We have professional trainers and classes including yoga, aerobics, water aerobics. Join today and start off with a fitness orientation for our free weights and our machine weights. Come check out our basketball and racquetball courts. Fairview Fitness Center, located at 200 Industrial Boulevard. Call 478-353-1900 and become a part of Fairview Fitness Center.
Welcome back to the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special. I'm Jason Holcomb, your host, and we're joined now with the Dodge County Indians. Coach, want to let you guys introduce yourselves, so go ahead and introduce yourself to the world.
Pete Ranson.
Kyler Johnson.
Steven Bryant.
All right, Coach, let's talk about last season with the Indians. What did the Indians do well and allow them to reach the level that they did?
I think a lot of it was talent, but this is my first year, so I'm still getting familiar with it. I wish I had some of those guys from last year from all the good things I heard about them. Yes.
All right, and so as a basketball coach in general, give everybody an idea of where you're coming from and some of your pedigree so that they're familiar with you, because we all want to know who you are so we can scout you good.
The previous 2 years I was at Westside High School. I have 7 years of Division I college experience and just a number of years of coaching high school and AAU basketball.
Let's talk about the high school to college difference, you know, being at that Division I level and working with those athletes as opposed to working with high school. Me personally, I think it'd be a lot of fun to work with the high school kids because it's like a piece of clay that still has a lot of molding, and you get to be the person that helps mold that. You tell me your perspective of getting to coach high school.
You're definitely right about the molding and stuff like this. The biggest difference is probably the habits, the practice habits and stuff like this, and those are a lot of things that we're trying to get established now, and I think what they're starting to realize is that we're about habits, we're about actions, we're not about words.
Now, Dodge County basketball has been known for having athletes and the, every so often deep playoff run. There was a year back in, I think, '09 when I watched them make it all the way to the state championship game, which is really magical. what do you feel like you need to do this year to help the Indians get into that same perspective?
At this point, we're not making any predictions. We're just, hate to be boring, but we're truly just taking it a day at a time and just trying to get better each day.
You do sound like a Division I coach. All right, guys, let's talk about, from your perspective, getting to get Coach Pete in here and trying to learn that new setup and trying to get that grind going. What have you done to motivate yourself for this year?
We just know that he knows what he's talking about, and we just want to stay disciplined and just listen to what he's saying.
And just be playing D and just listen to what he's talking about.
And talk about how cool is it to have somebody that has Division I pedigree, like they've coached at this higher level. What is that like for you as kids to get to have somebody of that caliber coming and coaching you?
It's great because he knows what we need to work on. He tells us what we need to do to get better and get to that next level.
Man, he helping us with a lot of stuff, and he'll help us get looks and stuff.
Now, Coach, what do you feel like is the number one thing that is a positive for you this year? Like from what you've seen coaching across the summer, what do you feel like are some of your strengths?
Their improvement has been great so far, and mostly because of their practice habits and so forth. And like I said, I think they're getting used to me. I'm getting used to them. So we're still kind of in a discovery phase at this point, but it's but things have improved drastically.
Well, the beauty of high school basketball in the state of Georgia is you have a ton of time early in the year to get ready, because where we play so many games, are there any games that you have circled that you want to use as testing points to see how far you've grown from day one to now?
The next game.
I like it. I like it. All right, guys. So as we're getting ready to wrap up, I want to ask you guys a couple questions about your individual work ethic. What's the number one thing that you've been trying to work on to improve?
I just get in the gym and work on my shot. 500 shots a day. Anytime I can, I just get in the gym and work.
I just be working on most of my defense.
Now, y'all, when you start talking about 500 and 1,000 shots, my elbow and my shoulder start hurting, because the thought of that, especially at my age, I'd need a lot of ibuprofen. So, Coach, last question. What is the number one thing when you get into the season that's going to tell you that you're moving in the right direction?
Probably their effort and how well we execute a game plan. Being able to make adjustments during games. We talk about it a fair amount during practice. If there's going to be games, maybe we go in with this mindset about it, maybe a particular player, a particular team, and we have to learn how to make adjustments on the fly, essentially.
Fantastic. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming out. We want to thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in just a minute with East Lawrence on the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Hi, I'm Kyle Gerard with A+ Flooring and Construction.
And I'm Chandler Gerard.
Here at A+ Flooring and Construction, we believe if you can dream it, that we can build it. We can do anything from new construction builds, to roofs, to floor covering, garage doors,
grading, and site work. Please give us a call at 478-676-2662. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special. I'm Jason Holcomb, your host. Now we're joined by the Dodge County Squaws. Made a little correction with some folks because I heard somebody call them the Lady Squaws, and it's understood. And y'all have tradition going out the wazoo when we talk about Dodge County and squaw basketball. But Coach, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and introduce your players.
I'm Coach Pamela Powers. Hey, I'm Jamera Mizell.
Hey, I'm Leah Green.
All right, and so let's talk about Dodge County basketball on the ladies' side. Talk about last year and your finish and what has you excited about this year.
I'm very excited about what we have to come this year. You know, last year with us finishing in, you know, Elite 8, we only had a couple girls graduate. We had a strong rebounder that graduated, but we have an even stronger one coming in. So I'm just really excited about, you know, our season to come this year.
And talk about, Coach, this summer and getting ready for the season. How have the girls responded to the grind?
As far as summer, we went to a couple different camps this summer, and we just got better and better as far as, you know, our summer. They have really improved, and again, we're just excited about what's to come.
Now talk about surprises. Who do you feel like could be a surprise for everybody? And I know we don't want to necessarily give all the secrets away, but who do you feel like is going to be a surprise for the squads this year?
Like you said, it's a surprise. So
Well,
just
you
be
know.
looking out, because we have some younger girls and they coming, they ready. They are excited. They're ready to get the season started. So surprise, y'all be ready, be on the lookout.
See, y'all hear me trying to scout right now while I'm hosting, so it's always trying to get some kind of edge. But ladies, talk about from your perspective, getting to an Elite 8 last year. What was that like, and how did that springboard you into wanting to work even harder this year?
It made us want to work even harder this year because we want to make it all the way. We're on the road to a ring this year. It's my last year. We're going to get to it. You know, we just working from where we stopped from last year, and we're going to improve.
Yeah, basically what Lyric said, yeah, we dominate on the court. Like, we good. Like,
Now, how familiar are you ladies with Dodge County basketball tradition? Because, you know, I've covered the squads competing in the Final Fours and the state championships. Like, I've watched that. What do you feel about that tradition, and how do you want to, like, contribute to that moving forward?
We're just going to keep the tradition going, you know, just keep going to the playoffs. You know, like I said, this year we're going to make it out the way.
Now, Coach, when you hear that kind of confidence for you, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel amazing. Like, with her saying that, and she has been putting in extra work, you know, outside of practice, it's, you know, there's a determination that some of our girls do have for them to be, you know, to put work in on their own outside of practice. They go hard, you know, on their own time.
That's pretty awesome. And so, ladies, as we wrap it up, what's going to be the one thing for you individually that you want to make sure that you do well all season long?
I work out, so like working out, getting in the gym, man, like out of practice, go dribble, get some shots up, like don't stop, like keep on grinding.
Just make sure I'm putting in the right amount of work in every week, you know, because every time you take a day off, it's somebody working. So, you know, just keep working hard and stuff.
And I hope people will hear this beyond basketball. These are probably people that are going to be hard workers when they get in the workforce too. Well, squads, thank y'all so much for coming. I want to wish you the best of luck all season long. And we'll be back in just a few minutes with the Dodge County Indians right here on the Region 2A Media Day basketball special.
Natural gas all over town.
Get yourself a natural gas tankless water heater and save space.
And have endless hot water.
Natural gas is more efficient than electricity.
And it's lighter than air.
When you install natural gas appliances,
You can get rebates up to $1,500.
The City of Dublin will finance you up to $7,500.
For 60 months at 0% interest.
Use natural gas for all your outdoor cooking.
It's a luxury. We're on call 24/7.
you'll call us and we'll be there.
Whether you're building a home or starting a business, City of Dublin Natural Gas has you covered.
We serve commercial and residential gas all across town.
Yeah. Call your gas guys at 478-277-5048.
It's that time of year again. It's time to fall on in to Roach Farm and Garden. Weather damage on your fence? Stop by Roach Farm and Garden. We got T-posts, panels, and a whole shipment of Stay Tough fence. Don't let your neighbor outfeed you. Keep a deer on your property with corn on the cob, whole kernel corn, and keep your feeders full of Antler Extreme, FRM, and ADM feed here at Roach Farm and Garden. You still got time for that last second food plot. Roach Farm and Garden carries all the clovers, radishes, peas, and beans. We also got a full load of ryegrass to keep your grass green or that food plot fresh. Getting ready for Thanksgiving, or are you just hungry? Got a shipment of sweet potatoes, chocolate-covered pecans, and pecan halves. Hurry and pick up some before they're gone. Roach Farm and Garden says it's time to plant trees. Stop by and get a few. Cold, wet feet? Stop by Roach Farm and Garden. We carry Ariat, Rocky, and Georgia Boot. Go ahead and start on that Christmas list. Roach Farm and Garden carries chairs, benches, concrete statues, and a showroom full of chimes, flags, mats, and more. And as always, Roach Farm and Garden has all the feed and vet supplies for nearly everything. So fall on in here to Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.
Welcome back to the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special. I'm Jason Holcomb, and now I'm talking with my teams, the Dublin Lady Irish and the Dublin Irish. Got Coach Killens here in your first year, but Coach, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and your ladies.
Good afternoon, Coach Monty Killens.
Deja Taylor. And I'm Emily Maddox.
Now, Coach, you're in your first year here with the Lady Irish, and when you came in here, you looked at the banners and you looked at some of the history and tradition we have, and we have a good, healthy tradition, but everything's starting fresh this year. Talk about starting fresh and trying to establish the culture that you want to see to make us successful for the year.
Well, basically what we're trying to do is come in and trying to build some familiarity within our team. Coaches got to get to know players, players got to get to know coaches. A new system is being put in place. Basically, I'm following the blueprint of our football team, Coach Roger Holmes. You look at the middle school and football, undefeated, JV's undefeated, and varsity's undefeated. They all run the same system, so that's a blueprint that we're trying to bring to the girls program here to try to build a sustainable program.
One thing I will say that was cool is last year I saw a significant uptick in our middle school basketball, so I know that has to make you happy talking about that program development.
Yes, sir. And the benefits of that is we have a plethora of freshmen coming in that are talented. So when you have your middle school program and the high school program working together, it's naturally built for success for the high school program. So.
Now, ladies, this year you're getting to take on new roles with the program, and you're taking on some leadership roles in some regards. Talk about what you're trying to do to be a good leader.
I'm trying to make sure the team stays together, because if the team doesn't have a bond, then we won't actually work or win any games because we're frustrated and everything.
Definitely just trying to make sure everybody's like always on the same page, like knowing what we want to accomplish, setting our goals as a team.
Now, ladies, what are you guys doing individually and collectively to let each other know you've got each other's backs as far as the season? Like, hey, you don't have to worry, I got you. What are you guys doing for that?
We have a group chat where whenever after practice we always talk about how everybody's day was, talk about how practice was, and if there's any problems I'll text the person individually to see what's going on and make sure everything's okay.
Emily, you want anything you got to add?
Yes, okay, so definitely like holding each other accountable, and then like, but not only like making sure that they know what they did, but like picking them up afterwards, like, hey, letting them know like, hey, you're good, like everything's okay.
Now, Coach, that sounds like they're learning from the things that you're trying to instill upon them where, hey, there's times where we have to have critical conversations, but that doesn't mean that I hate you or you're an awful player. We're just trying to grow and get better. Talk about that process and how long has it taken you to get the girls to the point where they understand, hey, I'm correcting you because I see greatness in you?
Well, one of the most overused phrases in sports right now is trust the process, but that's really the truth. With us, it's more or less trying to be good people first, learning how to communicate with each other effectively, and that means holding each other accountable. In the last couple of days in practice, as a coaching staff, we have seen kids correcting each other without getting mad, kids holding each other accountable without getting mad. So it's a process. It really is a process, and so far, it hasn't been the smoothest process, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Now, Deja, how excited are you to get to play real basketball?
Pretty excited. I'm looking forward to getting more play time this year and actually like showing that no matter how much playing time you got last year, there's always room for improvement, and that if you practice hard, you play hard.
Now, Emily, talk about your second year here in basketball and what you're trying to do to get better in the sport overall. Like, what has been the #1 thing you've been working on?
Well, this is actually my first year here with the Dublin Lady Irish Festival. But definitely everything, like here in the gym, just staying consistent, always working on something.
Yeah, see, I just assume that you play every sport because I see you everywhere. Coach Killens, as we're wrapping things up, the Lady Irish the last several years have been able to make it into the playoffs and had a couple runs, Sweet 16, Elite 8s. What are some goals that you guys are trying to set for yourselves to go chase after?
Well, every year for me personally as a coach, my goal is to win the region championship and to win the state championship. I haven't forced that upon them. I'm pretty much letting them come up with their own goals individually and team goals. So right now we're just working, trying to get better day by day.
That's what I like to hear. Well, day by day, I'm going to try to get better as well. And when we come back, we'll have the Dublin Irish here on the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special.
Hi, I'm Matt Sapp, inviting you to come see us at Dexter Meat Company. Our fresh cut meats includes cube steak, stew beef, chuck roast, chuck eye steak, ground beef, ground chuck, and if you love steaks, you'll really love our New York strip, T-bone, and our ribeye and choice or prime cuts. And our marinated steaks have a distinctive taste that you'll be sure to love. We invite all our neighbors to come see us for the freshest cut of meat. Remember, we cater to. Call ahead and we'll have it fixed for you. Monday through Friday, 10 to 7, Saturday 8 to 6.
I think the future for Oconee Fall Technical College is bright. We have a 99.9% placement rate at OFTC. That means the students who come in our doors are going to get a job, and we're very proud of that. We're always looking at anything that can prepare our students and our graduates to meet the needs of the workforce. Things are changing all over the world, and we want to make sure that our students are globally competitive. We want to empower our students and give them a thriving learning experience so that they can soar to new heights.
Welcome back to the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special. I'm Jason Holcomb, your host, and last but not least, we have the Dublin Fighting Irish. Last year, we finished 4th in the region and lost in the first round of the playoffs to Savannah. But before we get too deep into this, I want to let Coach introduce everybody.
My name is Coach Carlos Hope.
My name is Javion Harris, Tristan Bell, AJ Johnson.
Now, Coach, last year, we played probably more 5-point or less games, it seemed like, than anybody on God's green earth. We were in just about every game, it felt like, except for a handful. Talk about how that has you excited about this year, where you could maybe flip the script on those games.
We've been blessed here. We have 4 returning starters, and we've used that time here. We definitely have a bad taste in our mouth how the season ended, but we've used that to fuel us in the weight room, out on the track, in here in our individual workouts here. And we feel like we've done things here to put us in a position where if we're in that situation again this year, those games that we were losing here will be a better result for us going forward.
And cross country, I got to give you guys some shine because I've seen you guys running all through the city of Dublin, putting in work. And so I just want you to know it's not lost on people's eyes. Coach, this year we move into a new region with a bunch of familiar teams. I know familiarity breeds contempt at times, but you also don't want to overlook stuff. How are you trying to look at this region and making sure these guys are on point every night?
From top to bottom, it's one of the toughest regions in Region 1A. I've been in this region before on the other side of it, so very competitive. Again, you have 2 teams last year were made deep runs in East Lawrence and Bleckley County. You bring in Dodge County, who's had some success here. So it was you know, it's no days off. Southwest, Northeast, it's no days off for us here. It's kind of the SEC of basketball, high school basketball. But we're excited. You know, we like the opportunity here. We feel good about ourselves here. We feel like as long as we're healthy on any given night, we like our chances against whoever we play against.
Now, guys, I'm going to direct this question to you three. You guys remember last year and how the season ended. Now, and my personal feeling is that was a winnable game. I feel like we were there and had a chance. How did that fire you up for this season?
It left me with a chip on his shoulder because we felt like we could have played better and it could have been a better outcome. But it's mostly we took the fuel and we worked all year from April all the way to now to make us better. Last year was definitely a disappointment the way we ended our season, but we came together as a team to talk about what we did wrong, what we can improve on, and the number one thing about that is we starting to build a brotherhood within each other to like come closer on the court, off the court, to just know each other better, and that won't happen this year. I feel like last year it really didn't go as expected, how we wanted to go, but I feel like, well, just like he said, we put a chip on our shoulder, so I feel like this summer we took it personal in the weight room and just put in the extra work, come back harder this year.
Now, Coach, you're a football guy who became a very good basketball guy, but hearing these guys talk about weight room and work and off season, it's getting me all psyched up too. What did it do for you?
You know, that's been my foundation as a coach. You know, our guys have bought into the bigger, faster, stronger. You know, and the bigger you are, the faster, stronger you are, the more successful you're going to be on the basketball court. And they've, you know, it hasn't been easy, you know, but they've done everything we've asked them to do here, and we feel like we're going to see those results on the court this year.
Now, guys, what's the one part of your game that you've really worked on? This is individual for you guys. What's the one part of your game you're trying to refine?
I feel like I've been working on my ball handling, just trying to get better at finishing through contact. I feel like that I struggled with that a lot last year, so I feel like if I do that this year, that could contribute to the team. Me and my assistant coach, Coach Chapman, during the off season, he took the time with me to fix my jumper, and it wasn't easy. It was a lot of long nights after practice. You know, me staying, getting on the gun, him teaching me different stuff. But I bought in, and we're gonna see an improvement this year on that. I like to say the same thing as well with AJ. It took time because all the long nights, try to keep my ball handler down, be a better shooter, and be a better scorer for the team to help us out.
Well, guys, I want to tell you how much I appreciate all the time that you've taken today, and I want to thank everybody who's participated. We had 5 total teams, boys and girls, with a total of 10. It's been a pleasure to get to showcase all of these kids. I look forward to seeing them play well across the whole season. Hope you'll support your local team, and as always, I'm going to say go Irish, but good luck to all of you. This has been the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special.
Since 1916, Gravely has been designed, engineered, and made right here in the USA. Whether you prefer gas or electric, every Gravely has been forged with the commercial landscaper in mind. So they're not only built to last, but to also keep you riding comfortably from dawn to dusk. So ask yourself, are you ready to graduate to a Gravely? Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
Hey, I'm TJ with Dublin Outdoors and Power Sports, formerly known as Myers Equipment Supply. We're your full-line dealer for Gravely Lawnmower sales and service.
Now's the time to shop Johnson's used cars for affordable autos, ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and more. Johnson's showroom and warehouse is packed with great deals on outdoor fun for the whole family. Take them all on a ride on your new side-by-side. Kick up the dirt on a new bike, four-wheeler, scooter, or more. Special financing available on select inventory. Layaway today at Johnson's Used Cars. Affordable autos, ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and more. 2336 Highway 80 in Dublin. See Jason Johnson today or call 478-296-9154 for Johnson Used Cars.
Welcome back to the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special. I'm Jason Holcomb, your host, and now we're joined with the East Lawrence Falcons. Falcon and Lady Falcon basketball was phenomenal last year. Coach, I want to go ahead and let you introduce yourself so we can talk about last year and this year.
I'm Coach Dwayne Lothar.
I'm Jeremiah Roche. Ty Sneed. Scott Sneed.
Now, Coach, talk about last season. Last season for the basketball program at East Lawrence was special, but talk about the boys in particular.
Last season was a special season. We made it to the Elite Eight last year. 2 points from being region champs, but that was a phenomenal game in itself. And we just we piggybacking off of last season and increasing as we do every year, and that's our purpose: to increase, get better as you were the day before, and not only the day before, but the year before. And that's what we're looking forward to doing.
Talk about this summer leading into this year. Obviously, you make a run to an Elite Eight. That's special, but how do you repeat that performance and build upon it?
We just reload. That's the thing with building from middle school, from the middle school program on up. We just reloading. We got a bunch of freshmen that's going to do a lot of good things for us this year, coming off of middle school region championship, and we're just reloading, and we're trying to get better every day. As our motto is to get better 3% every day, but we're trying to get better 10%, and that's our goal to do that.
And talk about your returning players and how that's going to make a difference, having those guys back already bought into the program.
Those returning players got some big shoes to fill, but they are amped up to fill those shoes because they know the challenge awaits them, and they know that the standard has to be met, and that's what I got that from my brother, Coach Lothar, and also Coach Williams. Said standard has to be made. So the standard is already made, and so we're just increasing. That's our whole purpose: to increase, to get better every day, work hard, and let the word speak.
Well, guys, I got to tell you, first and foremost, if we're talking fit check, you passed. Like, you guys are dressed for success. But talk about the success you had last year and the things that you learned from it that are going to help you this year.
Last year we made it to Elite Eight, and I believe this year we can make it all the way. And like this year, we just got to play with more confidence and communicate more on defense.
We just got to trust each other, really. Just play together, play for each other. That's it.
I believe we can make it farther this year. Just got to stay consistent.
Now, talk about those two games that didn't go your way at the end, the region championship and then in the Elite Eight. How do you grow from those? Because I know what that pain feels like, but how do you grow from that pain and turn it into something positive?
You got to come back, work harder, just get back to that point. Maybe we can go farther again.
You got to play with a chip on your shoulder, like leave everything on the floor.
Same thing they say. We just gotta play better defense and we just move the ball more and get to the hole more.
Now, Coach, I know one of the things we try to do at Dublin, we've done it this year, is we're having student-led parent-teacher conferences, and it sounded like they had student-led coaching sessions right here by some of the stuff that they're saying. For you personally, what is it like to have these kids selling the rest of the team on the vision?
It's phenomenal, and it's about lead by example. We teach them to lead by example. We teach them to lead on the floor. We got to have leadership all the way around. In what we're trying to instill in each other, because we know when we get to those hard moments, we got to be mentally ready. And that's the whole thing, being mentally ready, being mentally prepared, being mentally ready for every challenge, taking it every day on the court, and keeping our practices as hard as they are, keeping them hard as they are. I'm adamant about having our practices being very hard and being very vocal in practice, and then letting that relate to the game, because once you prepare, not only you're preparing mentally, you're preparing physically, you're preparing with everything that you're bringing to the table. And that's our whole purpose.
Well, East Lawrence Falcons, I wish you all the greatest success. And again, you guys are looking sharp. I'm going to have to step up my game because I'm a little slapdrab right now with you guys. But look forward to seeing you this season, and again, continued success. We'll be back in just a minute with more of the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special.
Hi, I'm Tom Dominy.
Here at W. Nelson, we pride ourselves on providing the industry's highest quality products at the most competitive pricing. We are a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry, and we can answer your questions and help you get the parts and equipment you need. From Moen to Renee, we carry the plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products you need from the brands you trust. We also carry a great lineup of Milwaukee tools. At W. Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question, or if you're looking for a hard-to-find part, give us a call. Our experts are ready to help. Order online, give us a call, or come by at 507 Airport Road in Dublin. We're committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dustin Gay. I'm a local orthopedic surgeon with Houston Clinic Orthopedics, and we'd really like to invite everybody to come out to our new office facility to take a look at it. It's a larger space with physical therapy, and we're just excited to have it, and we'd love for people to come out and visit us.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Welcome back to the Region 2A Media Day Basketball Special. I'm your host, Jason Holcomb, and now we're here with the East Lawrence Lady Falcons, who straight balled out last year. But before we get to talking about that, I want to introduce Coach Lothar. Coach, if you introduce yourself and let the ladies introduce themselves.
I'm Coach Danielle Lothar.
I'm Jayla Gibbons.
I'm Michaela Tanner. Brenda Tanner.
Deanna Lothar.
All right, Coach. Last year, you guys made a phenomenal run, had a great season. Talk about that season for you. How magical was it?
It was very magical. We went to the Elite Eight last year, region runner-ups last year, and it was just a fantastic season for us.
Now, talk about how you use that as motivation for this year, because I know sometimes we can rest on our laurels and be like, well, we did something and expect that it's just going to happen again. What have you done to pour into the girls to remind them about the work they put in last year and how that made a difference?
We're never satisfied, and we got all of our starters coming back again this year, so we're never satisfied, and just kind of instilling that into the girls that, hey, we did a few things last year, but hey, we got bigger goals this year.
And then for schools our size, I think to me one of the benefits we have is that these young ladies are getting to spend a lot of time together, not just in this specific sport. Some of them might be on the softball team, some of them might be in track, some of them might be soccer. Talk to me for a minute about the bonds that are forged between these ladies.
The good thing about it is a couple of them play softball together, but the main thing is that they like each other. So all these girls like each other, and the girls that we got, even then coming in, the new girls, they like each other. So that makes a whole lot of difference, and they're selfless and they're willing to give themselves up for each other.
Now, ladies, this is directed to all of you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be everybody answering, but if you want to, that's fine. Talk about those bonds. How do those bonds translate into the court? You know, being able to trust somebody in a moment, because I know some of y'all are fantastic defenders on the ball. How do you trust the other person to be able to be on the ball too? And it's not just the defense; it's all of it. How do you feel about trusting each other going into this year?
I feel that trusting each other. Well, the last season, I built bonds with them. And we like text and stuff like that. So I just feel like by us texting and creating that bond and just keep doing that, we just like on the field, yeah.
Basically, same thing that Jayla said. I mean, we do got a good bond, like good bonds on the team, so we just trying to keep the bonds.
Well, between y'all two, you should have a really good bond.
Oh. The bond is there, like the bond always there. Most of the girls, we've been playing with each other since middle school, so it's kind of easy. So, like, we know, like, everybody.
Basically, same thing they said. We play with each other for a long time, so we know what we play like.
So what do you feel like's been the one thing, this back to you guys again, what's been the one thing you feel like you had to do or need to do this year to go deeper, to maybe get to that Final Four, that state championship? What do you have to do differently this year?
I
feel like we need to play better defense and shoot the ball.
Basically the same thing Deanna said, because most games we slack on defense, so we just need to work more on defense so that we can, like, yeah.
I feel like we need to communicate more and play better defense.
Basically what they said. This year we're looking to be a defensive-minded team and communicate more. So.
And the main thing is just holding each other accountable. I talk to them all the time about holding each other accountable. They're friends with each other, but they definitely got to hold each other accountable.
But Coach, how excited are you that defense and playing together, you know, all these team concept points are coming up? How excited does it have you to hear these girls talking that kind of talk?
It tells me that they're listening. They're listening. They're listening to what we're talking about in practice, from day in and day out. Some of us, everywhere, that they're listening to what we're saying and they're willing to do everything that we ask them to do.
That's fantastic. Well, Lady Falcons, we want to wish you guys the best of luck this year, and want to, except when we play Dublin. I have to throw that in there, y'all. It's all love. It's all love any other time. But when we come back, we'll have the East Lawrence Falcons here on the Region 2A Media Day basketball special.
We have a lot to be thankful for here at Dublin Nissan, and we'd like to pass on those blessings to our customers with savings like these. The all-new 2025 Kicks starting at $25,340. We do Thanksgiving well here at Dublin Nissan.
Midstate Tractor and Equipment has this area's largest selection of outdoor power equipment, zero-turn mowers, utility vehicles, tractors, implements, and more. Choose the industry's top brands and names you can trust, all waiting for you at Midstate Tractor and Equipment, 1325 North Jefferson Street in Dublin. Call 478-272-2198 or check us out online at midstatetractorandequipment.com. Products you can count on, a name you can trust. That's Midstate Tractor and Equipment.
Welcome back to the Region 2A Media Day basketball special. I'm Jason Holcomb, your host, and now we're joined with the Washington County Golden Hawks, or Lady Hawks as they're more promptly known, Coach Terry Stevens. You guys were 17-13 last year, had a first-round playoff berth. Talk about last year's team and what that team did to prepare you guys for this season.
Okay, I'm Coach Terry Stevens. I'm the head coach, and I'm going to allow my girls to introduce themselves.
Jade Kitchens. I'm Michaela Dunn.
I'm Aria Hayes.
All right, last year we had a pretty successful year, but we didn't achieve the goals that we set out to, and that was to be state champions. Played in a tough region over in the Augusta regions, but the young ladies, they responded to adversity. Ended up starting about 3 freshmen at the end of the year. Like those coaches say, I had to throw them in the fire, and they came out on the other side, and it made them better players, better student athletes, and we're just looking forward to just the opportunity to play in another tough region against familiar foes. And I'm returning 4 of our 5 starters, so we got some experience coming back, but we still kind of young, but we like where we at as a coaching staff.
Yeah, so you guys, so many of these teams are teams that you've played in region or just in regular season games. You talk about Dodge, Dublin, East, Bleckley. These are all teams you guys have known, but talking about you specifically, what's the number one thing you feel like you guys have been able to do this year that's going to have you ready to make that run you want to make?
Oh, it's our practices, the competitiveness in our practices. All these young ladies play multiple sports. Matter of fact, they all play flag football now. We had a flag football game the other day, and they came from the flag football game straight into practice, and it was on. I'm talking about they don't like to lose to each other. They love that competitiveness, but after practice, they love on each other, and that's the thing that we thrive to be a team and to be a family.
Now, ladies, let's talk about that. You know, again, we've talked with East Lawrence and some of these other schools, being a smaller school, you get to compete in a variety of sports, but how do you feel like some of these other sports help prepare you for basketball?
We get, with the other sports, we get closer and get to bond with each other. So when basketball come, we already prepared and kind of in shape.
I think it gets us in better shape and we bond better.
And being in multiple sports helps a lot because it keeps us in shape, keep us active, and a bond that we're supposed to have as a team.
And I know it's flag football, but I'm sure there's plenty of contact, and that contact is probably something that helps temper you for basketball because the best basketball teams aren't afraid of contact. Coach, I know that has to make you happy to know these girls aren't afraid to get in there and get after it.
Oh yeah, it's the physicality because I know, like you said, those teams in our region, I know we're gonna have to bring it every night. The physicality, we're an undersized team, so we have to rebound as a team. We don't have that one dominant post, but I think we got four young ladies coming back that average 5 rebounds a game. So we rebound well, but we know the physicality. We know we got to go in there and bump and ground and stuff like that. But they love that. They love that physicality.
Now, ladies, what's the number one thing that you've been trying to do, and this is to you individually, what's the number one thing you've been working on as a person to get ready to be better for the Lady Hawks?
Just working on trying to get stronger and stay in shape.
I've been working on becoming a better leader.
I've been working on my attitude and my work ethic.
Coach, I know you have to be excited hearing work ethic, attitude, defense, all those type of things. And as we wrap it up, what do you feel like you need to do as a coach to have them ready to play every night?
As a coaching staff, we thrive to have them prepared as far as the effort go. We can't coach effort. It has to be that's a personal thing. So once they know that as a team, as a program, even at in our JV and middle school level basketball, it's the effort. And once we get that, the rest of the stuff, and our thing is if you make a mistake going fast. We don't like slow mistakes. So that's the mentality that we have. And like I said earlier, just being competitive every night, just knowing that we got to bring it with this region. You got to bring it every night. There's no lack of on a Tuesday night. You can't take any days off right here. So we know that, and we're looking forward to seeing some old familiar faces, going into some familiar tough places to play, and it's just that time of the year, and we're ready.
It is. It's basketball season. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the Washington County Golden Hawks on the Region 2A Media Day basketball special. Thank you, guys. I knew it was going to come at some point. That's because my brain was trying to process. Well, after that, then we got Dublin.